Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, who has called an emergency meeting of Cabinet's National Security Committee in response to the deadly Bondi attacks. Anthony Albanese is receiving briefings from all security agencies, including the Australian Federal Police. Let me take this to my colleague Shivani, who's gathering further details on how Anthony Albanese is taking stock of the situation. Shivani.
Swesha, what we are learning through the sources is that Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is now undertaking a meeting, an emergency meeting with the Cabinet Security of Australia, where the Australia Federal Police and officials of multiple agencies are looking into what is happening right now. And the priority remains that the whole location, the Bondi Beach location in Sydney, is sanitized and people are being cautioned. There are messages being sent to the people that they need to remain vigilant. Not only this particular locality, but multiple other important pockets within Australia are being put on high alert and are being sanitized. There are reactions also coming in, Suesha, from multiple countries, I beg your pardon, including Israel, European Union, the United Nations, and many other countries have sent out their messages condemning this particular attack that has happened, especially targeting the Jewish community in Australia. And it is quite similar to what had happened in Israel. Remember, in October 2023, where a gathering of Jewish community was targeted barbarically. And a similar shootout incident is now being seen in Australia on the Bondi Beach, especially on the first day of this festival, the Jewish festival, for which the gathering of around 2,000 people had gathered there. There was no discrimination being made by the shooters about the children, the women, the elderly, but they were just blindly shooting on this gathering. So there is an emergency that has been called out in Australia, and the Prime Minister is holding meeting, and this is the highest national emergency in Australia, where the Australian police, along with the multiple agencies, are now on high alert, not only on the Bondi Beach where the people are being rescued, but also on multiple other locations inside Australia. People are being given out warnings that they can approach the police if they have certain footage, if they have any
Shivani, even as we stay on the top of the story, let's tell all our viewers that on the right of our screens, we are showing the driving license of the suspect, Naveed Akram. Now, he has been identified. The police is thoroughly, in fact, establishing the crime scene, where there have been several recoveries that have been made from the crime scene itself. Amit, who also continues to be with us on the broadcast to give us further details of this man, Naveed Akram, who is allegedly a local. He resided in Sydney. He is the suspect. Now, they are slowly getting closer to establishing his identity. Amit, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, if you're able to hear me, do give us details of how the police is slowly narrowing in on identifying Naveed Akram. What is the information that has been gathered about him? So while we understand that one official document, which is his driving license, has now been recovered by the cops, but he is a local. Where did he live? You're saying that even his residence that is being raided.
Yeah, as I said, he lives in the locality of Bondi, which is one of the suburbs of the Sydney suburbs, basically, and so police are still raiding his place, and they would be targeting, who others were involved or how many other people were involved in this planning or maybe execution. One is already dead, one is in serious condition. So it's not known if Naveed is in serious condition or is the dead one, but if his house is being raided. So that's the only information that police has so far provided. We have seen driving license, being put on social media and other places, but police still has not confirmed. So we will wait till they officially confirm. But yes, it is known that his home is in Bondi, which is currently being raided. So officials have told this to local media, speaking on condition of anonymity. And I think Chris Minns, who's the Premier of New South Wales, along with Prime Minister Albanese and Home Minister Tony Burke, would conduct a media conference soon to reveal everything. I think this time they are involving AFP, which is Australian Federal Police, and the ACO as well. So, as I said earlier, this is going to be at the highest priority level because they would like to find out who, not just who did it, but who are behind the planning and even financing of this attack.
Right. Shivani, I want to come back to you to understand whether Naveed Akram was on an Australian passport or he was on a PR, how long he'd been residing in Sydney. Are they also trying to establish his links, trace his phone calls? As we understand that the police is really cracking down. Number of suspicious items, some reports suggest, that have been recovered from the vicinity itself. The police is marching up and down on foot, patrolling the entire area, blocking off the area, and most importantly, the advisory that has been put out, people have been asked to stay indoors.
Swesha, see, three major things are happening right now. One, the high security zones are being identified. In fact, the whole country is on a high alert. The Prime Minister is conducting meetings. Second is the investigation into the perpetrators. What was their connection? What was the larger circle? Why they were doing this? Are they associated to certain terror organization? Naveed Akram is the one person who's been identified as one of the shooters. Is there a larger group and conspiracy that's being investigated? The third very important thing is sounding and alerting the citizens across Australia so that no further loss of life happens, no further danger is there to all the citizens inside Australia. So certainly all the things that have been recovered from the scene of shooting has been taken into custody by the police. The Australian police is investigating, trying to sanitize the whole location. They are trying to ask for more videos from the people who were there, present there. They had seen, so eyewitnesses responses are being recorded. They are being asked for any mobile videos if anyone has, so that this investigation can be taken further. So on multiple fronts the work is being done in Australia right now. So Esra, one is investigation. The priority remains to save the lives, to rescue people who are undergoing treatment in multiple hospitals out there. More than 20 people are now injured, and police has also said that the figure of casualty can also vary because it's too early to identify and to check what is happening on the Bondi beach, since this shooting happened at around 6:45 p.m. Australian time. And the third one is alerting the citizens across Australia, investigating why this happened and who were these perpetrators, why they shot these people, the Jewish community particularly. So Naveed Akram is one of the names that has come, but officially the declaration still has to come whether they have got the passport of this particular man. Initial reports are suggesting that he's a local. He resides in Australia, and how is he connected to the other conspirators? That is to be checked, and who are these people? That also needs to be checked.